Well, hello everybody, and this is Auntie. We are back. Okay, wait a minute. Let me fix it. And we are going to be talking about the snow parking wars. Y'all, it is mayhem in the street on the East Coast. As you all know, we have been under it started snowing on Saturday, and we got a couple of hours of snow, and the rest of it was a sheet of ice. Since then, we have had people still not able to get out of their homes because of the streets not being cleaned and everything. Some people who have had their neighborhoods plowed are stuck in because the plows put the snow up against the cars. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about it. If you shovel it, do you own it? Do you? Let's talk about it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my consistent reviews. All in all, who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie's Advice. It's time for Auntie's Advice. Sweet old Auntie's Advice.
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Look, y'all, like I said, if you live on the East Coast, you already know what time it is, right? The world who are, you know what time it is. The snow plows have come through, and suddenly everybody is outside fighting over their lives with a shovel. And I want to pose a question before we watch these videos. If you shovel out a parking space, do you own it? Because some folks feel like sweat, time, and lower back pain comes with a deed of their parking space. Others say public street is a public street and they can park there if they want to. Okay? You don't own it. We got people who are holding parking spaces with hurt feelings. They didn't put their trash cans in it, notes on windshields, and neighbors who haven't spoken to each other and probably won't. Some of these parking wars have turned into full blown out scuffles. So today, we're not going to be fighting about it. We're just going to be debating it. What's the rule, y'all? What is the rule? What's the etiquette? And at what point does winter survival turn into neighborhood chaos? Okay. So I want y'all to drop y'all comments below. And we're going to talk about it as we watch some of these parking wars. Let's start with this one. Let me bring it up on the screen and let's discuss it. Let me see if I can find it. Here's one to start us off in the conversation.
Yo, what is she doing, dog? Dog, move. 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 D
you know I'm trying to park, right?
You can't park here.
Says who?
I say so. You can't park here. Obviously.
So this your spot?
You obviously can't park here.
I mean, by my house right here.
I don't give a fuck. You see all this? You see how clear here is? You see this?
I do. I saw
I
you.
did that.
I saw you been
By
out here
myself.
when I left.
So why the
out
fuck
this
you want to
morning.
park here?
Oh man.
Why the fuck you want to park here? No, but why you want to park here?
Okay, so this the part where I'm gonna just leave because.
You should have been did that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You should have been did that. This is my parking spot.
Okay.
This is my parking spot.
Okay.
Child, she done lost it. She lost it. But what I noticed was, even though she seemed out of control, she is out there with a sledgehammer, first of all. Second of all, he drives up and says, "This is my house. This is where I live, right?" And it was clear. He said, "But I saw you was out here this morning." Now, come on, brother. Come on. Where are the chivalrous men who would have come out, or who you would have thought, right, would have come out and helped her, since that's in front of his house and he saw her doing it? I think a lot of people don't understand how much time, body work, strength it takes to get up 3 to 4 inches of ice. I have pictures that I took of my just my car. They are sitting there thicker than a windshield. Let me see if I can bring it up and then show it. And I try to show things, and sometimes it just does not work, right? But let me see if I can bring these pictures up real quick so you all can understand. I should have uploaded them. Now, I ended up having to pay someone to come and do my driveway, okay, and my sidewalk. I'm too old to be out there shoveling snow. So, even calling around to have someone to shovel up your snow was going at from $300 and up. They want you to send them a picture of what your space looks like, and then they want, they tell you how many people they're going to send out, how long the job is going to take, and my minimum was $300. Now, mind you, my driveway does hold 3 cars, okay, so it's pretty long. However, $300 to just not the sidewalk, not the sidewalk, not even where the plows have pushed the snow up. Just the driveway. No mention of my sidewalk, nothing. Nothing. And I was charged. Well, I didn't pay that because I had somebody else to come out and do it. But if I did not have this hookup by someone that I know, I would have had to probably pay between $300 and $400 to get just my driveway done. So when you think about it, right, and this was with a crew. So if you think about it, I just want to give you something to consider. When you are out there digging yourself out on the street, right, and you don't have a driveway, only in the burbs of DC do you have driveways. If you are living downtown, of course, you in a building or something like that. But if you in the burbs of DC, you got a driveway and you got a street and you have to do your sidewalk, because in the District of Columbia, you got 24 hours to get that sidewalk done. Now, mind you, y'all, we had tons of ice, tons of ice. And the temperatures have been below freezing consistently. Tonight, the temperature will be 9 degrees. Now, for some of you all who live in places like Minnesota, Chicago, stuff like that, y'all used to it. On the East Coast, we ain't used to that. We are not used to that. We get snow almost every year, but not the ice accumulation that we have. So let me see if I can show y'all these pictures of just one portion of the ice. Now, when I took the ice, I did the ice off my car. I did not pay for them to clean my car. But when I took the ice off of my car, I had to take the ice off in sections. Okay? Sections. Because if I took it off the wrong way, then of course it would crack the windshield or crack the side windows or crack the back window, right? So I had to sit in the car, have the car running for 30 minutes with the heat on blast, everything. Yes, yes, the DMV is still frozen. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Let me show you just just the ice. And this ice, these pictures is not going to do it justice. Um, I'm not going to do it justice. But this is the slab off of the back window. Let's see how to do this. Okay, let me see how to do. Is it because it's white on white? Can y'all see that big, huge slab? That is a huge two slabs. This is just off the back of my car. Each one of them, I think it was 3 inches thick. Let me see. I have another one that may come through clear. I doubt it though. This is just the back of my car. That huge ice, those two ice slabs. And I mean, when I say thick, I mean thick. Now, the blades doing the front of the car, um, using a concoction that has been going around on TikTok of warm water, not hot, warm water, 70% alcohol, and Dawn is the only reason and the only way I was able to get the snow off of the blades without damaging or completely destroying my blades. If it were not, and I had to put it in a small container like this, because you can't dump it on there because you don't want to do what? Break the windshield. So I got a small concoction. I put a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of Dawn, and the rest of it was warm water. And I had to spray, pick, spray, pick. So I can understand why people who have dug out their spot, which was going at the rate of $300 a wop, would feel some kind of way about you parking in that space where they have cleaned that up on their own, maybe with the blood, sweat, and tears of the people that live in the house with them. I don't know. So to some people, she may seem crazy and going overboard, but just imagine having to do it yourself. The temperatures will not be above freezing until Monday. My whole yard is a complete sheet of ice. I did have an opportunity to go and look at my other space, and while the streets are barely clean, they passable, right? The sidewalk was again cleared because I had to hire someone to do it. This snowstorm or ice storm has been a disaster and very expensive. So let's continue. If you shovel it, do you own it? Okay, let's look at another one. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. This is someone who is paying the penalty for parking in someone's space that was cleared out.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
They have put fecal matter on her car. Why would you even try that? I think I don't understand the mentality of people who don't know what the hard work is. It is so hard. I could not do it myself, especially with my knees, child. I ain't going out there and shoveling nothing. Okay, I just ain't got it to do. Let's look at another one, shall we? Let's take a trip and look. Here we go. I'm going to turn this sound off because I don't know if it has music. This is a car that is sitting in someone else's spot. Now, let me see if this has music.
This poor guy.
Okay.
There's some parking lot drama going on. We all get one assigned spot, and this guy cleared out his spot last night, and he works overnights. And he came home, and this car is in his spot. So he rang my doorbell about 20 minutes ago. And of course, I sent him to the right house because I'd be pissed. Not answering the door. He just went back. Well, this man has now reached my level of pettiness. He is cleaning out a guest spot and throwing the car snow behind that car, which is his spot, and he will realize is a pain in the ass later. But yeah, I'd be pissed too. Wait, he's back. He's out there moving the snow from behind her car to a spot. He probably calmed down and realized that was a really bad idea because it was his spot. This poor guy. There's so much happening. So he must have found the person, and that person just moved to the guest spot. And he is driving around to pull back into his rightful spot. But I do not see how this went down. There is some parking lot.
Now, who's right? Who's wrong? If you have a guest spot that's not done and this person has assigned parking, like at my other property, they clean it out. There will be a tow truck pulling your out my assigned parking spot. That's point blank into the period. I'm not gonna go out there and dig snow and back you back up again. You just gonna get your car towed. Cost you about 150, 185 a pop. I think it's disrespectful of someone else's effort, time. That snow and ice is heavy. Heavy. Why would you park in someone else's spot? I don't understand it. If you shovel it and it's a free space. I'm not talking about an assigned space. You own that for right now. Okay, what are you saying? I just can't imagine taking a spot that someone shoveled out. It's just not in my DNA and how I was raised. Just glad I have a driveway. Absolutely. What are you saying? The whole care would would have been covered in snow. Oh, the car. Okay. The whole car would have been covered in snow. Wouldn't even be able to tell the color. Laziness and lack of respect. What? Getting your car back here costs $350. This is in my other place. It depends on the tow company. Like parking in the guest space and walk down, I can't stand it. Let's look at another one, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. I think, this is just my opinion, it's disrespectful. You did not labor for it. That's just like somebody coming to your house or coming somewhere and they like, are you kidding me? You didn't labor for it. So how can you do that to something and take ownership of something you didn't labor for? Let's look at this one. This one has music on it, so we're just going to show the video of it. I think it's wrong. So hold on. He don't even have a shovel. They sitting there watching him. They lay low to watch him. Let's see if we can see another one. Now, in DC, you see this all the time. This looks like DC. It looks like upper Northwest, Kennedy, Petworth area. I don't know if it is or not, but that's what it looks like. Let's look at this one. Someone put a whole mattress out in order to say this spot. Yeah, that look like upper Northwest for all of y'all that's in DC. That looks like upper Northwest. How dare people, right? But this one right here, that's out of control.
Nissan.
See, people play music, so what is going on? I know you lying. So he done parked her in so she can't even get out. Where it now that's so ignorant to me. To bury that woman into that parking space. Who does that? That's unbelievable to me. To block the woman in? Now, I don't know. I guess this is Boston. I don't know. So this guy shoveled out a spot. Okay, so she took the spot. She came in, and so he had to dig further behind. Okay, so now I understand what the story is. He had to come and dig behind her, put an additional parking spot. Like, who does this kind of stuff? Who does this? If you shovel it, do you own it? I don't think that I even have the personality or the bravery to steal somebody's parking space. I ain't got that to do. But let's look at some more, y'all.
Bro, yo, they really fucked my shit up, bro. They done keyed my whole shit and took my whole bumper off, bro. It is never that deep, bro. They really took my whole shit off. Nah, count your fucking days, bro. Whoever did this shit, count your fucking days, bro. Nah. Yo, watch where you park when you in Philly, bro, because this shit not right, bro.
Oh my
Nah,
God.
no fucking way they took my whole bumper off. What the fuck is they gonna do with that shit? Sell it on eBay? The fuck, bro? They out of pocket, bro. They scattered. What the? Yo! Nah, what the fuck, bro?
Bet you won't take nobody else's space.
Goodness. Yo, that car. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on with that car. Oh my God.
Said we took it too far. I don't give a fuck. Bitch, you can have a spot now.
Top five.
What is going on? Did y'all see that?
Since you want to park in my shit, I'll just put the ice back over here. Bitch. Dig your shit out like I did, bitch. Since you want to park in my shit.
I keep seeing y'all throwing snow on folks' cars that like took y'all spots and stuff. I get it. You put hella effort into that spot and then somebody just parked there. But that don't seem like a first time offense type of action. Obviously, y'all had beef in the past, or you talked to them and they said, "Nah, I don't care about that."
That's not true. You too young to understand.
I'm still parking there, or whatever the case may be. It's bad blood because nobody's gonna bury a car 20 feet in the air of snow, and it's like the first time they chatting. If they do, I think you the asshole for doing it. You feel me?
Snow.
As Boston digs itself out, herein lies a bit of buried treasure.
I don't want to see a TV show doing it.
Can't park there, bud.
Oh my God. Why do they have. I hate how they have music on everything. Everything don't require mute. Okay, this is Philly. They got the cheers. They say only in Philly. No, it's DC too. Oh, this definitely a DC. A cheer. Oh my God. A good cheer. Yeah. DC all the way. I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand. While I know you mad, and I may agree with it, right? If you got the strength, but it's double the work or triple the work because the person parks in your space, you mad, you got to come out and use that same labor to put that snow and ice back. And then you got to go and still go and clean another spot for yourself. So, does it really make sense? Hold on, y'all. Let's see if we can find some more. Now, this one right here, let's look at this one. This is one of the ones that I saw. What you saying, boo? I messed with someone's car back in the 80s, and my dad taught me near to mess is that never to mess with another car again. Okay, Yazil said, yes, Auntie, it makes sense. I call it working out. Okay. All right, honey. I did a little bit and I just did the ice off of my car, which took hours. And I can feel it today. I felt it yesterday in my lower back. I don't know if it would be worth it to me. But let's look at this one, y'all. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. I don't know if it would be worth it to me. Oh my God. Can y'all see that? Let me try something else so y'all can really see this. That oh my God, my God. I think y'all can better see it this way. So hold on. Let me put it back on the screen. Oh my God. So the plow done came through. She put snow up there and the plow done came through, and you can't even tell that it is a car there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now let's see what this person.
Fuckers. See my shit, boom. Exit, entry over there.
Okay, so
Okay, TikTok.
And if I get home and it ain't no parking spots,
let's see what he has to say about the situation. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
I'm taking yours. I don't care if you got a cone sitting in the street. I don't care if you got a chair. I'm moving it. Your property line go to the curb, not the street. When you shoveled your car out, you only shoveled to get your car out, not to save a spot. So I'm letting you know now.
Now, what sense does that make?
I don't care about the whole, oh, this is my parking spot. This is our parking spot. You snooze, you lose. You should have got here before me.
Well, wait a minute. So you don't feel like, so that was so ignorant.
Okay, TikTok. I need your help. Someone moved my trash cans to park their car in my shoveled parking spot. What can I put there so no one takes my parking spot? Okay.
Nothing. Because if the person has that kind of mentality as that guy just had, where he's saying it's ours and your property line stops at your sidewalk, it doesn't make a difference what you put there. And the thing about it is, these are men that probably will sit out of a window and watch a woman dig herself out, go to the corner store to get some beer or whatever, and then come back and take your space. Like stuff like that'll hurt, make you hurt somebody. And I know I may be wrong about it, but that stuff like that will make you hurt somebody. Like seriously, it's the audacity for me.
Drive from here to the Bronx to go visit my cousin. I'm gonna need to park somewhere. Like, how are we keeping the same spots? You go to the store, you're gonna park by the store. So the person that live by the store gonna be like, oh, don't park in my spot. It don't make no sense, y'all. Y'all bugging. If I go somewhere, I'm going all day, 2 days maybe. Spot, I don't expect this spot to stay empty. Somebody gonna take that joint. With y'all logic, it just seems like y'all double parking everywhere y'all go. Like when y'all go somewhere, where y'all parking at, if nobody can't take nobody's spot. That ain't making no sense to me. How you gonna
What y'all think about that? Does that make sense? Thank you so much, Tina, for the 199 super chat. God bless driveways. Okay. And communities, condos, co-ops, townhouse that have assigned parking. Because you don't have to argue with them about it. All you need to do is call a tow company. You don't have to argue about it. If you don't have a space to park in space number 87, and I catch you in parking number 87, and I got the ticket for it, you getting towed. Period. Period. That's on everything. You're getting towed. Hmm. Try it. These people, it's the mentality of people. Mm-mm. So this is creativity in parking spaces. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this volume off because TikTok love a good song. Wow. Not a whole TV though. Dog food. Somebody. Now imagine all that labor that you're doing and somebody take your spot. That's what I'm saying. All that labor, this woman is out there bending. She's going to find that because she's not bending from the knees. She's going to be hurting, and somebody come and take that spot. Don't get caught. Now, this is what happened to us. This is what happened to us.
Snow on the right hand side, and if you let it sit, it's going to turn to ice and it's going to take you hours to dig out. So, what I do now, I park on the left hand side of the street that's not affected by the snowplow, and it's much easier to dig out. And I do that as soon as the snow stops. A hard lesson that I had to learn one winter is to not park my car on the right hand side of the street. Because when the snow plow comes down the road, they pile all that snow on the right hand side. And if you let it sit, it's going to turn to ice and it's going to take you hours to dig out. So, what I do now, I park on the left hand side of the street that's not affected by the snow plow, and it's much easier to dig out. And I do that as soon as the snow stops.
Well, she must be blessed enough to have the regular people because yesterday I was out there doing a car and here comes a snowplow and almost put my driveway right back under, and I was screaming. It doesn't make a difference when you are in a city like this. If the snow, if they don't coordinate it, for instance, I'm going to come down this side of the street, right? You may have another car, a tow truck, and more than likely you are, that's going to come up the other side of the street. So I don't know what sense that made. I guess maybe in her area they good and coordinated, but no.
Is anyone else?
And not in DC.
So I'm kind of pissed.
You don't remove You didn't remove the snow or live on this block. Why are you parked here? And then they bumper to bumper on. Oh my God. We fighting. I'm sitting and laying for you all day long. I'm laying for you all day long. I'm waiting for you to come. How dare you block somebody in like this? I'm waiting on you all day. I'm waiting on you. Who does that? Let me see if I could make this bigger. I'm waiting for you all day. I'm not leaving a note. I'm waiting on you. Look at this. So how they supposed to get out? No, 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 no. All day long, I'm sitting and laying for you. All day. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You can call me petty. We can go to jail. We can get locked up. We can get fined. We can get a ticket. I'm waiting on you all day. Because what you're not going to do is do that. That's crazy. That's crazy word. How they get that car out? Oh. Oh my God.
Guys.
What in the world? What in the world? Now, I ain't never seen this conspiracy. Y'all.
Shame on those guys.
Why would they leave their car sitting in the middle? People ignorant. See, this the kind of stuff. Why would you leave your car sitting out there in the middle of this like this? I can't even make sense of that in my own
So
head.
now you own that street parking spot for the rest of the wintertime because you shoveled it out. So for the next 4 to 8 weeks, nobody else can park in that spot because you shoveled that spot out. And if they do park in that spot, you're gonna pop their tires, bust their windows out, put makeup on their car. I done seen it all. Now I understand senior citizens, 1000%. But most of the time, the senior citizens have the handicap tolls blocking off their spot in front of their door.
That's not true.
It's a lot of blocks that have that. It's people that have to work on these blocks, like home health aides or nurses that's coming to people's homes. Shoot, I own a cleaning service. Let's say if I got to park on somebody's block to complete a job.
Don't park in my parking space. Don't park in the parking space. Park on one of the other routes where you see that there are parking spaces, but don't park in somebody's parking space. I don't care who house you got to clean.
Now, I can't park on this block because this person shoveled this spot out.
Exactly. Yeah. You answered your own question. Yes.
It's not just about neighbors. Like other people have to park on the streets.
It is about neighbors. It's about the people that have to park it to go into their homes. Stop.
Hence why it's street parking. This is just my unpopular opinion. If anybody think, hey, I shoveled this parking spot out, so this is my parking spot for the rest of the winter until the snow melts. When this snow,
that's an exaggeration to try to justify parking in somebody's spot. You don't live there. You're only coming in temporarily. They may be having unloved kids, sick people, all that. And you did just because you cleaning, and you exaggerating by saying, oh, you own it the whole winter. That's not the issue. That's not the point. At this point, we're going hour by hour. Girl, bye.
was here to stay because how cold it is. They need to invest in a driveway, they need to invest in a garage, or they need to get indoor parking. Just my unpopular opinion. Bye.
Yeah, because you look like you park on the street at your neighborhood.
Y'all, love y'all. So now you
Girl, bye.
own that street
That
park.
was stupid. So what do y'all think? Let's take a poll. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. I don't know how many of y'all are out here, but we're going to take a poll on it. Let's take a poll. Yes, we shall. If you clean off a spot, do you own that spot? I'm curious to see what y'all think. What state is this? What state is this? Naomi, I think. Naomi NYC. You said a few years ago people were getting tickets because they were saving the spot after the snow melted. What state was this? I'm curious to know. You said NYC, so I guess that was happening in NYC because I've never seen that happen in DC. Yeah, here's the comment. A few years ago, people were getting tickets because they were saving the spot after the snow melted. What city? What city was this? You better walk a few blocks. I know that's right. New Jersey. Hmm. Let's see how y'all have voted. So far we have 20 votes. I'll end the poll here. We have 20 votes. If you clean off a spot, do you own that spot? 52% of you all said no. Wait a minute. Let me drop it in the chat. Out of a 21, if you clean a spot, do you own that spot? 52% of the people said no, while 48% said yeah. So that was close. Here's what I think and what I believe. You own that spot temporarily. If somebody, let's say it's a visitor, right? And they park in that spot and they temporarily at somebody's house, I may not make a big deal. But if it's one of my neighbors who left this spot unavailable for somebody to get in my spot, we're going to have some issues on the block. Yeah, we're going to have some issues on the block. Because at that point, it's just plain disrespectful. You can do it as a community. Um, where I grew up at, we did it as a community. Everybody came out, kids, mom, dad, even a dog. And we did it as a community. I notice now with the new neighbors that I have a lot of new neighbors for some reason. but then there's some that have been here for a while. There is community, right? But when it came down to this, it wasn't any community. That disappointed me. And I think it's because I was trying to figure out, like in my mind, why it wasn't community like it has been in the past years. I think that this storm was different because it was more tedious, more labor intensive. And I think that that's why it was every man for himself. That really disappointed me. I do have a neighbor who usually does all of my stuff. I never have to worry about it, but he wasn't feeling well. And so he wasn't able to do as much as he usually do. We all just kind of told him to sit down, but he worries about the women like on the block and stuff like that. And you have some men, depending on how they were raised, that care about the women on the block. But I noticed the other men didn't. And that was kind of a turn off. It was kind of like, it lets you see people, especially when they see you out there trying to work. It's five of them and one of you, and they don't help. And you peeping out the window looking. I think that this storm and the way that it came, like I said, with all of the rain, if we had gotten more snow than we did rain, it would have just been shoveling snow. But ice is a whole different demon. And being under freezing is different. So I have a roof that's right over, you know how your garage got a roof. Well, there's no ice on there. So I'm glad that I have the distance that I have in my driveway where I can move my car up, because at some point that block of ice is going to slide down. It's going to slide down right on top of my car, probably bust the back glass, back windshield, back glass, whatever. And so I had to get all of that snow out my driveway so that I could move my car, so that snow does not just that ice, because it's so thick, it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable how thick it is. However you see it on a you see it, and no judgment here coming from me, whether you believe that there's no harm, no foul in using someone else's labor for your benefit, because that's how I see it. I mean, hey, if it happens to you, don't say nothing. You know what I mean? If you feel like me, that you're going to be waiting and laying in the window waiting for that person to come back, and it's going to be on and popping, you got to live with that too. But this snowstorm has definitely, or ice storm, what you saying, Igmatic Eve? Hey, boo, ain't seen you in a while. The reason, at least on my street, is that homeowners have either converted properties to apartments, or families have more than one car per household. Most have no driveway. The reason what? What did you say? Did you say something earlier? The reason, at least, the reason why people get mad, or the reason people don't get mad. I believe if you have lived in a neighborhood for a period of time and you park on the street out front, it becomes your spot. That's just how it is, how it was in my neighborhood growing up. And I agree, because I have another vehicle, and I parked that vehicle in the same spot the whole time, right? Everybody know that's my spot, and my neighbor, he has an extra car as well, and everybody know where his car is parked. Nobody parks there, right? And my car is plowed in. I'm not going to be using that vehicle because it rides low. And he took his vehicle, which I probably should have did, and put it up on the lawn so that they could plow the whole street. I wasn't even. I was like, whatever. I mean, that probably was rude. My neighbors probably didn't like that, but none of them said anything to me about it. I think it just depends on where you land on it, right? And it depends on how much labor and sweat you got to put in it. I paid to get like I said, I paid to get my stuff done because I had no other choice. I'm too old to be out there lifting ice, 3 to 4 to 5 inches of ice. I ain't got it to do. Today was the first day that I went out. Um, I wanted to go and touch something. I didn't care if I got a Snicker bar. I just wanted to be in my vehicle and feel free. And I was out for about 2 hours. Yeah, for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Because once I got that thrill off of just not being in the cabin anymore, you get that cabin fever. But I didn't want to be out there long. And one thing, if you all are living in the District of Columbia, you know that streets just end. You get up on, you leave your street, it's plowed or, passable. And then you come up on the next block and you feel like you're on a roller coaster. The streets are unevenly done. And I do realize that they are limited in what they can do. The temperatures again have been um, below freezing. Like right now, let me see what the temperature is. So I know that they probably did the best that they could, and I don't think that they have the equipment to properly shovel the sleet because the F-150 ain't gonna get that ice out. You need industrial. So let me tell y'all what the temperature is right now. And this is not the norm in our area. It is not the norm in our area. Right now, the temperature is 19 degrees. That's not the norm in our area. Tomorrow, let's see what tomorrow is bringing. So tonight we're going down to 13 degrees. Um, the temperatures tomorrow the high will be 28. We do not get out of freezing until Monday, and it's going to be a massive meltdown. And I hope that people think like I did, move your car up from, your garage area so that the ice isn't sliding down it. Um, I had recently when I had my birthday party, um, everybody was in my neighborhood. I had it in my neighborhood. Um, so for those people who came, you know what the neighborhood looks like. But I had it in my neighborhood. So it was fun. But anyway, let me see. Yeah, yeah, they have them, and they contract. Yeah, they have them. Okay, absolutely. That's what's happening here too, and it's by block by block. It's block by block. Oh, that was nice, Sophie. That was so nice. Oh, that was nice. That was yeah. Wow. Eve said it's painful, but there have been times where I've had to dig out spots every time I needed to park. Tina Nader said, I believe if you lived in a neighborhood for a period of time and you park, yeah. So again, this is the poll results. If you clean off a spot, do you own it? 52% of the people said no, while 48% of the people said yes. What are you saying? I have a driveway but park on the street. I park my car in front of my driveway. So if someone takes my parking space, I call the police because they're blocking my driveway. Okay, wait a minute. Let me think and see if I can. I have a driveway, but I park on the street. I park my car in front of my driveway. So if someone takes my parking space, I call the police because they're blocking my driveway. I don't understand that. Am I reading that wrong? At Auntie Kimmy, we didn't just have snow. The snow turned to sleet and temps stayed low. Everything turned to ice. Removing ice is different from removing snow. I live less than an hour from DC. And that's what I was trying to explain. Like if you have snow, you just moving snow. It's fluffy. It may be a little heavy. You just moving that. But when you're moving ice, okay, so let me so the ice on my car was 3 times thicker than this. So that would mean you would take 3 of these and stack it. So if you can imagine what Sophia Chast is saying happened in our area, is that you have ice that's 3 times as tall or thicker than this. This is on your vehicle, on your sidewalk, on your grass. Our dogs have been slipping and sliding the whole entire week. They've not seen grass, powdered snow. They are on sheets of ice that are 3 times this thickness. This is what happened in our area simply because we did not get snow. We got sleet and then we got rain. Or did we get rain in it? No, we got snow, rain, sleet. That's ice. And the temperatures have been 19 degrees, 17 degrees, 8 degrees, 9 degrees. Anything under 32 is freezing. So now you've got this times 3 sitting on top of snow. The snow is no longer snow. It's not snow anymore. So we had how many inches of snow did we get? I think that we got like 4 or 5 inches of snow. We're not used to that. And I think it depends on where you live too. Because like I have some friends who live in Florida and they have not been affected. And until you live in it and you've been in your house for days, right? Can't even go to work. Because mind you, you can't go to work because the whole city is shut down. The DC DMV is everything around 495, which is an interstate. The district, Maryland, and Virginia were all circled. DMV is circled around 495. Nothing was moving. Then you start talking about people having to come into work, driving from, let's say, Lorton, Virginia, driving from the Eastern Shore, Baltimore, surrounding areas, people coming from New York, New Jersey via the MARC train, people coming from the farthest parts of Virginia on the VRE, Metro, which was down. You're talking about tons of people flooding in to come into the city to work. And the city has stacks and stacks and stacks of ice on top of 4 to 5 inches of snow. You not moving. So you damn right you gonna fight over a parking space. Because it's hell even getting out to even see if you've been plowed, days on top of days. First of all, let me say this and then I'm gonna close. We're not that kind of city that has that infrastructure, right? Your city has to have a certain infrastructure. And cities that are used to getting, like, we all been watching the stuff that's been going on lately. We don't function like that. We just don't. We don't have the infrastructure. There is a certain part of DC, for all of everybody that lives in DC, that is called, what do they call that section of DC? It's near Florida Avenue. It's between Florida Avenue and up to U Street. If it rains hard, because there's no real true drain infrastructure in place for all of the properties that they've built up in condos and stuff like that, it is always flooded. I mean, flooded between Florida Avenue and U. It just doesn't. It's just what it is, and everybody knows when the rains don't dry down here. Don't drive down there when it rains because your car is not passable. Therefore, that causes more turmoil, more traffic, more of a gridlock on Florida, New York Avenue, 7th Street. These are main thoroughfares. New York Avenue is how most people come into DC. If you are flying into Baltimore, Washington, International, Thurgood Marshall Airport, you have to come through um, 50 New York Avenue to come into the city. If you are flying from Dulles, you're going to be coming in through Virginia, through 66, and that infrastructure. There is no real infrastructure here, right? It's just not. There are only a certain amount of roads that's going to lead you here. You got to go, you coming international, you're coming over the bridge. And if you're not coming through the bridge, like I said, you're coming through 66, and then you're in our downtown district, right? You're near the museums, you're near the White House. A lot of those roads have been cut off now, right? That's been since COVID, I think. So the infrastructure can't support snow like that. So we already know, depending on the area you live in, you already know that a lot of houses are going to be flooded out with all of this ice melting. So, and then, it's just different. If you're in Georgetown, I don't know how many of you all have been to Georgetown, but Georgetown is still cobblestone and brick roads and sidewalks because they have historically left it that way. So it is so different. So, yes, we have plow trucks, right? But with new housing, new condos, new buildings, new shopping centers, all of this stuff, right? It is different. And it just can't handle it. If it can even get down the road, especially in Georgetown with them little skinny streets and stuff like that. And then you have all of these cars with inches and inches of ice. Like I said, today was my first day getting out. I got out for 2 hours. I was backed up home. I didn't go out there and play. Even though I wanted to go to TJ Maxx, I just wanted to touch something. I didn't even play. I went out and got the necessaries and I brought my back in the home. I didn't even play with that weather out there. Mm-mm, mm-mm, not at all. So, would you say you afraid to look at your energy bill? Exactly, because I have the back of my home just as warm as the rest of my home, and I usually don't do that, but I have to do it for the pipes, right? To make sure that the pipes don't freeze. Not used to that. I'm not dripping anything. I'm just keeping everything warm. Oh wow, South Florida. Okay. How do you deal with exterior hose hookups? I don't. I just make sure that mine is all the way tight, and that's it. Like I keep the house warm, nice and warm. Good thing we didn't lose power. But you right about the power bill. Okay. Yeah, that's good idea, beautiful lady T. She said you may have an individual shut off valve, shut off shut it off, and then turn on the spigot to drain the remaining water. You, if not, you may be able to wrap the valve with a sheet of insulation. And some people have been wrapping the valves off with socks, like a thick pair of socks. They've been wrapping that around it as well. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing any dripping faucets. I get sick of my water bill. I hate paying a water bill. Oh, okay, Yazelle said they got a few more weeks. We got one more day. We got one more day, and then Monday is going to turn around, and we're going to be having 35 and 45 degree temperatures. And again, as I said, it is going to cause a meltdown, and that meltdown causes flooding. Okay, it causes serious flooding in some parts of the District of Columbia. So, you get past one thing and you right back into another thing. But, if I can leave anything with you, it's just that the DC infrastructure is just different. And they are much more apartments, housing, condos, all of that kind of stuff, right? Like they stacked up from nowhere. And then maybe about where was I taking real estate for y'all that was with me? Was I taking my real estate classes in 17, 18? I think I was doing my real estate classes. Was that 2017, 2018? And then, around about that time, the district had lifted a ban and people were able to extend their property up. There used to be a limit on how high a property could be, and those limits have changed. And then people started building their house upward, adding in different rooms and spaces, creating Airbnbs. It's just different. It's just different from the District of Columbia that I grew up in as a child, right? I'm a native Washingtonian, and I've watched this city change so much. But it's just overpopulated. It's overpopulated, and the sad part about it is very overpopulated. However, we have a very high homeless rate. Riddle that, right? But anyway, y'all let me know downtown in the comments section what y'all think about it. Thank you so much for coming back for the replay. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much for just being so supportive. I appreciate you all. And we will talk again tomorrow. Can y'all believe it's February already? It is. I love y'all. Bye.